Welcome to the Becoming You show with me, your host, Leah Rowling. Do you believe you are capable of choosing your future? Sometimes it takes just one person to believe in you, or you to believe in yourself. If you find yourself continuing to say, someday I will take better care of myself, only to continue living the same day over and over and over again, then you, my friend, are in the right place. I am your biggest cheerleader, inspiring you to become you on purpose and with intention. Are you ready to create a life you love? I'm excited to share with you some big ideas that you can use today to inspire, impact, and influence your life and everyone in it. The Becoming You show starts now. Hello, my friends. I hope that you had a magical holiday celebration and that you created on purpose moments of joy and presence. I hope that maybe you have taken some time to reflect on this past year. And if not, you've still got some time, but what an incredible journey. I am in Panama Beach, Florida. Right now, my youngest was invited to a national baseball tournament. So I'm super excited to watch him play the sport that he absolutely loves. As a mother, there's not much more joy that I get than watching my kids play what they love with all of their heart. So I'm really excited about that. My sister and her family came down, and so we're all here in a condo, and I'm over the moon, excited with joy to be here and to celebrate this last week of the year with my family. I also want to thank each and every one of you for allowing me to be part of your life this year. I don't take it lightly. Few people work on personal development and self-awareness. And doing all of this work is the first step to change in this world. The first path to change is changing ourselves. We shift our mindset, we develop better habits, we learn how to relate better with others, we have a better vision of our future and how we can change it. And that has a ripple effect on the world. So I thank you for doing this work with me. I wanted to leave you with just this last thought on this very last recording of 2022. I get goosebumps, right? If there's something that you didn't like in 2022, this is the day to release it, to release all of the energy of this year that might have taken a hold of you. Release the fears, release the failures, release the judgments, the disappointments, the worries, the shame, the frustrations, the hurt. It's time. It's time to let it go. Don't carry it into the next year. I'm not saying it for the height of the new year. That thing does not have a hold on you. Rather, you have a hold on it. How do you let it go? Just do it. I'm not preaching hope here. You forgot that little part of you that knows how much you can change. You forgot that little part of you that's your superpower, which is choice. You can choose to just let it go, to just put it down like you would put down a pen. You have all of the power to choose to just let it be in 2022. So why not just let it go with a deep appreciation that you get to choose who you want to be, what you want to accomplish next year, and what you want to take with you in 2023. And if you feel the need to take anything from 2022, just make sure it's a lesson that serves you and not a regret, not a frustration, not an expectation that trips you up. 2023 is going to be an incredible year because you are going to make it that way by becoming the very, very best of who you are. I'm really excited to launch some new programs, courses, and really focus on what shifts are required to create a life that we love. So thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart for being with me on my journey. I'm certainly honored to be with you on yours. So this is episode 50. 50, crazy. And today I want to talk about the traits of talent. Whether you are a business owner looking to hire the right talent, or you are looking to explore and cultivate your own talents in your own becoming, this podcast is for you. This podcast is all about becoming into the next best version of you, that version of you that already exists, right? It's becoming unstoppable. And nothing is more critical than identifying and cultivating the high performance traits that I believe that we were inherently blessed with. And interestingly enough, it's not about what skill sets or list of competencies that are checked off, rather the level of character that checks in. So I'm excited to share 10 of what I think are 10 foundational character attributes of talent, and why a mindfulness practice and identifying them in others and cultivating them within ourselves is life-changing work. So let's dive in. My top 10. Drive. Drive is number one. And I was trying to, like, as I wrote these out, I was trying to think, is there a particular order? And I don't think so. I want you to think about these as I present them without judgment. I want you to think, do I lack a little of this? Or do I have a lot of this? And you get to decide. Maybe you pick one or two or three that you want to work on. And maybe, just because I'm a geek like this, maybe you save this podcast and you come back and maybe you make like a leaderboard for your year. And maybe you take each one of these traits and you work on them for an entire month. You find podcasts that you read about or you listen to, you find books that you read, and you really dive in to these character traits, and you make 2023 the year of becoming and growth and self-mastery. So without further ado, here we go. In no particular order, just the order with which you internalize what it is that you need to step into that very next best version of you. Drive is the first one, okay? So drive is the need for achievement, right? An individual with a high drive wants to be the best they can be, desires to grow, pushes themselves. And I also think there's a level of risk-taking and failure tolerance that is part of this characteristic trait of drive. I also think that those with high drive, they're always looking forward to that next goal and that next challenge. Actually, they don't just meet the challenge and honor the struggle. They put challenges in their path on purpose for the growth opportunity that exists when you meet it and you move through it. If someone with a low drive, let's say, makes a sale or secures a deal or has comfortable relationships with the people that they love, they might just pat themselves on the back for months, indicating that they're doing okay, right? But for someone with high drive, it will be just hours or days before they start asking, all right, what's next? Who needs me to be on my A game every day? How can I love more on my kiddos? How can I be more for my husband? These are the questions of high driving individuals. And I believe, with everything that I believe in, if you're listening to this podcast, it's probably why I put this one first. You've got that drive. Because not everyone is spending their 30 minutes right now listening to my voice on how they can better their voice. But you are. You're here listening to me right now. I honor that. I appreciate that. It has a ripple effect on the world. I believe that high drive is a strong indicator of high performance because it results in self-motivation and a continuation of self-improvement. It suggests that growth is part of their journey. And sitting on the sidelines is not an option for people with drive. So maybe this could be a question that you ask yourself and or you ask in an interview with somebody that you want to bring into your business, into your world, into your organization, because drive is really important. So this might be the question that you ask yourself today and or you throw on your list of interviewing questions. When was the last time you challenged yourself to continue to grow and push yourself to the next level? Resiliency is number 2. Resiliency is the ability to bounce back, right, from challenges and obstacles and stress quickly. An individual with high resiliency resists quitting. It's not an option and is focused on completing goals despite the challenge. It doesn't mean that they don't have challenge. I said despite the challenge. Essentially, resiliency is how people handle setbacks and persevere in the face of adversity. They accept failure as part of the process, as part of the journey, and use it as an opportunity to learn and grow. Setbacks and failures are inevitable. How people handle those challenges is what truly matters. Someone who can fall down 100 times and still get back up is precisely the kind of talent that you want in your company and you want for yourself and your own life. So here might be a question that you consider today. And as you consider cultivating this for yourself into the next year, when was the last time you were stressed? And be honest, without judgment. How did you bounce back? How long did it take you to make that shift? Were you able to honor the struggle without dishonoring yourself? Were you able to accept that this challenge was meant to teach you instead of drowning in the pity pool of the unfairness of the moment? Number 3, adaptability. Adaptability is being able to adjust one's behaviors and actions according to what the situation requires. Adaptability is critical in the business world because job functions are constantly evolving. The world is changing at an unbelievable pace, and you never know what will happen next. And you need people who can adapt to whatever changes may come. The job you're hiring for today, your life that you're living today will look different, right? 3, 5, or 10 years from now. So you don't want to cog up the machine that is capable of completing a single task in a certain way. You want adaptable people who can step up and do whatever is needed, right? So adaptability, I believe, is crucial for your transformation of your business and for your own transformation. Transformation requires change. And the hardest part of any transformation is not doing the same thing that you did the day before. This change is you. You have to be the change. Perspective checking, self-awareness, personal responsibility are all really important subtraits of this very important talent trait. So the question is, how much meaning do you give any one situation? How much do you let it affect you, influence your attitude and your action? How much blame or credit do you give to the situation? Again, not judgment. Just perspective checking in this question in of itself is life-changing. Humility, number 4. Humility believes that however talented you might be, and friend, you are talented, you do not have all the answers. People with humility not only are okay with not having the answers, they are okay with being wrong. People with appropriate humility understand that the aggregate intelligence and experience of everyone below and around them always far outweighs their own knowledge and their own experience. And as such, they're willing to ask for help. And they tend to be compassionate, placing the needs of the organization and others as mission critical and part of something bigger than themselves. They're also less likely to become complacent as they understand that victory is never guaranteed. And there's always room to improve. And this leads to people with humility accomplishing more, right, than those without it. I know I coach a lot of people, myself included, on asking for help. And I don't think I do it because I think I have all the answers or that I know it all. I think I do it because I don't want to burden anyone with my need for help and support. And so humility in that regards means to just allow myself to ask for support and trust that other people will meet it with honesty and their set of boundaries with their yes. So a question that you might ask is, when working with a team on a project, do you have a preconceived idea on what needs to happen, what needs done, and who needs to do each task? Or do you explore the intention of the project and work towards a collaborative strategy to solve? I know for me, like, this is an area that I'm going to work on immensely. It might be what I work and focus on in my month of January. Integrity. Number 5. Someone with integrity understands what is legal and proper and aligns with the actions and the words with both. So high performance without integrity is incredibly dangerous, and it will backfire eventually. Just look at Enron. Due to the lack of integrity, the company hid billions of dollars of debt and ultimately had to file for bankruptcy. My mom worked for Enron for some 40 some years. She had given her life to the organization. They were incredibly lucky to have her because she had most, if not all, of these attributes. And when she realized that she lost half of her retirement when they filed bankruptcy, no one would have blamed her for being upset, seeking retribution, retaliation, but rather she carried out her obligation to her teams and the company that she served with the integrity that was not modeled for her, rather the one that she modeled daily. Integrity is a trait that is role modeled. It's not a lot of action. It's not a lot of words. It's how you show up in alignment with your value system. And my mom was the perfect role model of what that looks like in all adversity. So a question that you might ask yourself with regards to integrity for yourself is, do you do what you say? Do you honor your word? Do you obey yourself? These are the questions of integrity, and without judgment, more exploration, like, why do I say I'm going to do this and then I don't, and then every Monday? Why do I say I'm going to have a new resolution or a new intention for this new year, and then by midway January, I don't? This is the stuff of courage and self-reflection. This is the stuff that requires some journaling and some introspection. And I encourage you to do that work so that next year is the year where you honor your word, you honor your own mattering, and you obey yourself. Okay? Number 6, effective intelligence. You want smart people at your organization, but you want more than just IQ. Effective intelligence is the way to get there. I just recently came across this trait. It's a Marine Forces Special Ops Command trait. And the way they define it is effective intelligence is the ability to solve practical problems when a book solution is not available, and to learn to apply new skills and unusual problems by being effective with time and decision making. It's kind of like thinking outside of the box, but the way that I'm paraphrasing it is, it just means to use your intelligence to best effect, right? So that you can get things done and done well. In every enterprise, small or large, it is people's thinking that generates real wealth from their resources. Of all the skills, thinking is our most strategic resource, and it multiplies value. So effective intelligence is a person's ability to problem solve, apply knowledge to real world scenarios. Someone could be super genius level IQ, but it's useless if they don't know how to think and use their expertise conscientiously, meaning thinking about what we think about, which is what we do on this podcast, is we know that we are the thinker of our thoughts. And if we're not conscientious of how it is that we're thinking, right, we will continue to think like we've always thought. And that is not effective intelligence. So when you think about a question, how do you go about solving a problem? How do you think? What is your thinking strategy? How do you make decisions? Number 7, team ability. Whether it's putting a man on the moon or consistently meeting your company's profit goals, or how you effectively work as a team within your family, the most significant successes require working together. That means the ability to work in a team, or team ability, is critical. Teams aren't additive, my friends, they're multiplicative. If you have 3 people acting as individuals, they will output the work of 3 people. If, on the other hand, you have 3 people acting as a unified, cohesive team, they're going to output the work of more than 3 people. And so for the most incredible company productivity, team ability is crucial. It's a crucial trait to search for talented individuals. So when self-reflective, what is your team ability? Like on a scale from 1 to 10, being I am a great team player, or I'm not a great team player. Where do you fall? Curiosity. If you've been with me a while, you know that curiosity is my very, very favorite emotion. Mainly, it gets me out of judgment. But curiosity, when you're looking for talent or when you're cultivating that talent within, it's exploring the unknown and questioning the status quo in pursuit of better, more effective solutions. It is the key of high performance, especially innovation. People without curiosity stick to the status quo with an attitude of, this is how we've always done it, so this must be the right way. Curious people understand that there's always a better way of doing things, and they explore and experiment until they find it. Curiosity is also correlated with personal and professional growth. When you hire someone with curiosity, you're hiring them not just for who they are today, but who they will become in the future. Because people that have curiosity are at the forefront of their being not only having humility, like I can be wrong, humility, but curiously explores, how can I be wrong? Right? Not just the acceptance that I could be, but the exploration of how can I be? Wanting to be wrong for the growth opportunities that wrong holds is a superpower that I believe most of us have not even tapped into. So when was the last time you asked, how can I be wrong about this? What if I was wrong about that? This is one of my all-time favorite questions to see if they have a mindset that is growth-minded or fixed-minded. All right, last 2, my friends, emotional strength. Emotional strength is far more critical to professional success and to your own personal and professional success than people realize. People with emotional strength have a positive attitude with high empathy, which is critical to creating healthy company culture. Additionally, it helps in forming genuine relationships, which makes for strong, connected teams. Back to that team ability. Emotional strength also means being able to regulate one's emotions to remain logical under stressful conditions. People you want in your organization who can stay calm and cool and collected in the face of challenges and the unknown. Emotional intelligence is understanding and regulating your emotional reaction to things. It's a level of maturity that requires both ownership and self-reliance. So the question that I would have you ask of yourself and of any talent you're trying to recruit, what emotion gets the best of you? And how do you leverage your emotions for massive action? And the last one, self-control. The extent to which self-control is present within your candidate and within you is the extent to which you will have success within your company and your life. Everything I talk about is self-control. And self-control is not a very sexy word. I get it, but it's everything. Self-control by the way of mind management, time management, integrity management, boundary management. Managing these pillars is the key to success in your life, in your families, in your homes, in your communities, in your organizations, and your companies. So how much control do you feel like you have in your life right now over your mind, over your heart, in your home, on your calendar, in your integrity? These traits of talent are important to not only notice in others, but to cultivate in yourself. What if this year, these traits became part of your character, your identity? The better you cultivate these attributes for yourself, the better you recognize them in others. So I want to thank you for doing this work, for caring about your development and for growth, and for knowing that you are the minority. I wish this wasn't true, but you are one of the 10% that does this work, that studies this work, that cares about this work, because you care about your purpose and your mission. You care about the impact that you're making in your homes and in your families. You care about the alignment with the best of who you are. And you have a profound sense of service in your heart and love in your mind. So I honor you. I celebrate you. I appreciate you. I thank you for allowing me to be part of your growth journey. I don't take it lightly. And I'm looking forward to the work we will do in the new year. Happy New Year to all of you. I am humbled. I am grateful. And I'm committed to supporting you on your becoming journey in 2023. Take care. I appreciate you. I honor you. Have an amazing one. Bye.
You have been listening to the Becoming You show with me, your host, Leah Rowling, where I share big ideas to inspire, impact, and influence your life. Tune in every Friday at 11 Central on transformationtalkradio.com for your morning cup of coffee, the hug you never want to end, and that inspirational message that you felt was written just for you. Each show is inspiring you to become you with purpose and intention. For more information or to connect with me, visit www.leahrowling.com.